but the next day there was a dead body. For real.
What was it? A Filipina?
Filipina
Got killed.
she was killed. Whenever I think about it.
Yeah,
Oh
that
my
must have been a
God.
traumatic experience. Like,
Never-
well,
yeah.
it is a traumatic experience. Like, oh my goodness.
And you feel like, you're very innocent. And I was young that time. And so for me, like having those repeated incidents,
Right.
it's really like traumatic. And I was telling my aunt, I want to go home. Can you
Okay.
book me a ticket? I really want to go home. The worst part is if you get terminated within the duration or the time with your contract, because we have contract, 2 years contract. So if you get terminated, you will have a ban. Like you cannot apply.
Automatic
Yeah.
ban.
You cannot apply for a job unless your salary will be more than 5,000 dirhams. So you need to look for a company that will pay
Pay you
for the
for-
ban to be lifted.
Ah.
And so it was like for me, oh, where can I find a job higher than 5? It was like it will be difficult. So I started working part time, which
Okay.
is it's not allowed. You cannot work for part-time job, unlike in Europe or other countries that you can work for 3 to 4 jobs.
Okay, there
In
it's not
Dubai,
allowed.
you are not, if you are under a company, you are not allowed to work part-time.
Plus, you're still banned.
Yes, and I'm banned. So
How did you manage to get a job? Is it like under the table job?
under the table, yeah, I
Okay.
was asking friends if they can recommend me, and I
Okay.
was working in catering. I
Okay.
was working part-time as a nanny.
Okay.
And I did all the like part-time job until I met my employer. She's local also. She was really nice.
Okay.
And
This
when
is supposed to be like your third job now.
yeah, and when she knew about my situation, I said, oh, okay, Jane, we will pay for your ban, and we're gonna provide you your working visa.
Okay.
But before that, I was really fighting for my right, and I went to the labor office, and then I filed a case against my employer, my ex-employer. And then when you arrive there, you need to wait for 3 hours and 4 hours. And then they will call your employer, and if your employer will not go, then they will reschedule you again. And that was like the routine for 2 months. And then the guy told me, okay, if your boss is like, he's known. I mean, he's really a big guy. So if you're gonna fight, there is a big chance that you will lose the case.
Okay.
So he told me that if you want peace of mind, just decline and what you call this, just forget about the case, and then apply for another job. So they can, because my new employer cannot apply my new visa because I have an existing case.
Okay.
So that was the chance that I need to withdraw your case, and then they
Okay.
can apply it.
Okay. So did you?
So I said, okay.
So you
I
just-
will forget about it. And then they apply my current visa. So that was I started working with my boss.
Okay.
So I was working in retail, importing products from Turkey and Spain, dresses.
Okay.
So that was my job.
How long did you stay with that
7
boss?
years.
7 years.
Yeah, 7 years.
So in total, you were in Dubai for 9.
9 years.
Okay.
In Dubai, you're gonna rent like the whole room. It will cost you like 50,000 pesos for a whole
Okay.
room.
Okay.
So for us, like if you want to save, so you
So
go,
for Filipinos,
yeah. So you
we're
will
like what, 10 in one room?
Yes, I stayed in one room like we were 12. There were
How
like
big
bed.
is the room?
It's, I don't know, maybe like
Maybe a
double this size.
Okay.
And there were like double decks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and one up and down. And they
Okay.
would just cover it with curtain. And some Filipinas, they bring their husband with them or boyfriend. So you can hear them, they're banging.
You can hear the big bada boom bang.
Yeah, big in a boom, and someone was moaning and blah blah, and you were just like sleeping, and I thought you're dreaming. Oh, what's going on?
Did you bring any
Especially in the
boyfriends down there?
No.
No. You were just single there.
Yeah, I
Oh.
had some like we were dating some Filipinos. Yeah,
Okay.
the kabayan.
The kabayan. So were you
But
dating other
most of
Filipinos?
them are like married, so you need to check. Like, okay, you need to check your account. And
Okay.
imagine like you meet someone from Batangas. I had a boyfriend from Batangas, and I told him, you need to send me your Sanumar.
Your Sanumar. Okay.
So I will know, because most of the Filipinos they're gonna tell you that they're single but they're married.
The same thing with Filipinos as
Yeah.
well.
And I also tried dating some. I dated one
Arabs.
Syrian, and he was Christian. He was a good guy.
Okay.
But like, it will not last because I was thinking, okay, I'm not gonna bring him to Dumaguete. So this relationship will not
Won't-
really last.
It won't prosper.
Yeah.
Okay, so during your stay there, I'm sure you've got Filipino friends and they have far worse experiences. Like some of them are domestically abused and starved. What happened to those kinds of cases?
Most of them, they really went back home.
Okay,
So
so
they
is there like a support system from our government?
Yeah, if the case is really like that, they will go to the embassy.
Okay.
So they will ask for help, and then they will conduct like an investigation. But most of like the victims or the domestic helpers who experienced that kind of incidents, the embassy will provide the ticket, so you will be
Okay, but
sent
what
home.
happened to the case? Did the perpetrator
No, it's
get
not.
punished? No.
No, most of the cases, you
Just
will not
dismissed?
expect like someone will be put in jail, especially Arabs.
Arabs, no. So basically, if that's the worst case scenario, all you can do is just go back home, and then
Just forget about it.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, there is a support, but you will not expect, like, especially if they're locals. Usually in Dubai, they're not gonna put it on the news. What are the incidents? But there's a lot of, incidents
Horror
that
story.
happen, horror stories.
Yeah.
But there, we're not allowed to take a video. You're not allowed to post. You're not.
Sometimes they will get your passport.
Yes. Oh,
They
no,
will
if you're under an employer, they will get your passport. That is like
that's
part,
like the standard operating
they
procedure.
will keep the passport until you finish your contract.
Okay, but if there's abuse, you cannot just leave,
No.
right? And some women I've seen on some of the videos that they are like battered, like the iron. They're like burns, and they're being hit by hard object, and some of them they come home disfigured.
It happened a lot in Kuwait, Qatar.
Kuwait, okay.
In Dubai, it's not really, very rare.
Okay.
But some countries like Qatar, Kuwait, it happened. Yeah, I think maybe because Dubai is an open city, they're already exposed to European culture. They're more educated, unlike like in Saudi Arabia or in Kuwait, and most of the people there are really like close-minded.
How do they treat you as a Filipino there? I mean, the employers, do they treat us with respect, or
Some, but not
or
all.
do they have like the stereotype already, like, oh,
Yeah, they
Filipinas, they're
have.
all prostitutes, they're
Yes.
all DH,
Most
domestic helpers?
when I started working in the water park, a guy told me, he was Indian, and he told me that, what foreigners think about the Filipino here in Dubai. The Filipinos always think about money, and if they see a foreigner, they think that that's money, and it happened. You cannot blame also the foreigners and how they treat the Filipinas in Dubai, because they're really like, I don't know, like, I even have a roommate. She's a Filipina, kabayan, and her room, like a partition, like a small room, it's like a hostel already. One guy, Indian, the next day Pakistan, the next day is Egyptian. It was, and every time
Is she single though?
she's married, and
Married
at
here in the
night,
Philippines.
yeah, at night I can hear her like calling her husband, like, okay, my love, blah blah blah, and it's like, what, my love? And your room is like an airport already.
United Nations airport, like different kinds of
different kinds of
nationalities.
nationalities.
If you'll guess, percentage wise, how many of them would go, cheating on their
Maybe
partners and husbands back here?
1 out of 10, 8.
8?
That is
A lot
That
of them,
is
almost
true.
like 100% of them.
That is
Okay, that's
really-
80%.
that is really like the reality. Because if even like if you're really honest and you are really loyal with your partner, let's say you're staying in an apartment, and you'll see the guy, and you will go to the kitchen together because you're gonna cook, because you were sharing one kitchen, we're sharing one bathroom.
So it's like a co-ed accommodation. It's not only
Yes.
for women.
So the temptation is there, and you're trying to be loyal, and the guy is a Filipino kabayan, will try to give you some food, and
So not only are they cheating on their husbands with other, like Syrians, Lebanese, and Emiratis, but
Filipinos
within,
as well.
the Filipino community. So yeah, that's like, see, this is like very foreign to my Western viewers that mothers would leave their small children just to go work overseas because it's so weird because we are so the tight knit, the closeness of the family here in the Philippines, but on the other end of the spectrum, we also okay with leaving our children behind and then work overseas. But in their mind, I mean, in their world, mother should be, taking care of the kids and then making sure that you're there during the crucial years of the development of your child.
You have to be there.
But see here, we have a different dynamic because of economic disparity. We don't have enough jobs here. So
And most of the husband doesn't have work.
Right.
So you have to sacrifice.
Right. It is really heartbreaking to know that we could be a first world country if we can just utilize our workforce. But we don't have enough jobs. And imagine doing house chores and being a domestic helper there. Imagine 20,000 pesos compared to 7,000 pesos here in the Philippines.
And the life there is not really like easy. We're staying in a villa, and then if they will check it, we call it the baladia, and they're the one responsible checking the villas if you're sharing, and it's not allowed. If you're gonna rent a villa, it must be like one family. But there you cannot follow it. Some Egyptians and they're sharing. Like I tried staying in one villa with all the nationality, one Bengali, one Indian, Pakistani, Egyptian. When they check it, they're gonna shut down the electricity and the water. And the summer in Dubai, it's freaking hot. So I told my aunt, I say, we will stay outside, and we put the LBC box and we slept outside. And I was telling myself, I will not really forget this experience because I never tried it in the Philippines. I mean, here it's hard, but you cannot see us sleeping outside.
Did it meet your expectations? Like, of course, you were thinking, oh, this is gonna be a better life for me, or was it like, oh, it's a different world? It was like, this is not what I expected.
Yeah, it's true that it was not what I expected, but because I'm only child. So when I was still here, my mom was the one controlling and the one making decisions. Experience-wise, for me, Dubai, it's really a good decision for me to go because I became mature with my finances, with my decision making, especially. Dubai is really beautiful, and especially here, even when I came back, I was like adjusting because we only have Robinson's Mall and Lee Plaza. But in Dubai, you will have like each corner, you can see malls, and we have Dubai Mall, which is the biggest mall. And they have like really, I mean, if you're a tourist and if you really want to experience like the what do you call this?
The luxury life?
The luxury life. I tried eating burger with gold. And,
burger with gold!
Yeah, and coffee with gold. That was like the other side of the experience also, despite the...
I'm gonna look for a Habibi.
Yeah, that is, I mean, even Europeans. We cannot say even only Filipinos.
Yeah.
Because Europeans and especially Russians.
In high demand, Russian women there for Emiratis, I've heard.
Yes, because they're really like beautiful, and
they like white girls there.
The locals are really rich. I mean, if you're gonna think about the rich people, you can find them in Dubai.
In Dubai. Oh, okay. If you wanna be rich, marry
come to
rich,
Dubai.
Come to Dubai.
Okay. Come to Dubai, Habibi.
And look for a Habibi.
Yeah, but Filipinos, I don't know. Most Emirati, they don't go with Filipinos before, like 10 to 20 years before. Some Emirati will get married with Filipinas.
With Filipinas,
but they know already like what's in our minds, like the money.
money. Okay, so that's not a good sign.
Yeah, so usually that's why most of the Filipinas, they are a relationship with Indians, Pakistan. It's like in the
lower
level.
Low level. Okay. When did you come back?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yes.
You've been here for 2 years now.
Yeah, I've been here for 2 years.
So did you manage to save up some money with your salary? You were there for 9 years.
Yeah, and I was sending money back home. So it's not really like you're going to save tons of money. But I had some savings.
Uh-huh.
So I came here and I started doing some business, but it's really tough. I mean, to
Really?
survive here.
Yeah. So were you
So
supporting your parents, siblings?
yeah, I'm support. I don't have siblings.
Siblings?
I'm
Okay.
only child, so
Okay.
I'm supporting
Lucky
my.
you. Lucky you. Okay.
So I'm supporting my parents.
What do you do for a job while you're here? You've been here for 2 years.
Yeah,
so-
I have a business, so we're supplying salted eggs.
Okay.
So we have a farm in Balancia, duck farm.
Okay.
So we're supplying salted egg and the balut.
Balut?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so for those people who don't know what balut is, what is balut?
A balut is an incubated fertile egg.
Duck
Egg.
Duck egg, okay.
Yeah, so we incubated that's why we call it 16 or 18 days.
Okay.
Because we incubated for 16 days, and those people who wanted like a bigger duck inside, you can incubate it for 18, and some people eat until 21 days. They're insane.
Bigger
The duck is already coming out.
with the beak already. Hey, it's it's a delicacy here in the
Yeah,
Philippines.
people love. Some
Balut.
people can eat 10 pieces of balut in one
They
sitting.
say it's like an aphrodisiac.
Yeah, it's aphrodisiac.
It will help
It
you
strengthens
with
your knees.
Your knees.
It's a joke.
with your performance in bed. Apparently, do you think it's true though?
I don't know. I've been eating balut, but the performance is still,
Still
the
the
same.
same?
So if you want aphrodisiac
Yeah,
products,
contact Jane.
I have all.
Okay, balut and salted egg. I'm gonna buy a box of
A
lechon.
box of
Okay. Well, Jane, I'm glad that you managed to escape the danger while you were there.
Yes.
And you came home in one piece.
One piece.
In one piece. Since you've been there like almost a decade, what advice can you give other Filipinos, Filipinas?
If you are working there, you really have to prioritize yourself, because it happened to me that I was like thinking about my family, I wasn't gonna support them, and I left nothing with me. So that is also like the mistake of most OFW, that they're gonna send everything and they just have they left something like really small. So first is
Right.
to save money and think about yourself, because when you come home and you come back in the Philippines with nothing, nobody's gonna help you.
Right.
Nobody's gonna help. It happened to me, like those friends and people that you think that they're gonna support you if you're like
You're gonna support
yeah,
you.
support
Well,
you, and
you're
they'll be
mistaken.
and if you were an OFW, people think that you're a celebrity. You know, when you come home,
When you come home, okay.
when you come home, you're like a celebrity. People will ask you to come here, and where is
Yes,
the? But if you were here for like a year or two, nobody knows you already.
And
You're-
also, let me add, go through the proper agencies or the proper
Yes.
channel.
Because some companies and agencies will tell you that this is your job, you'll be sales, but when you arrive in Dubai or other countries, you will be working as cleaner. If you're already there, it will cost you a lot of money to come home and to start a new life again.
Oh, wow, Jane, that was a lot to digest. Thanks a lot for
Thank
your
you
advice,
for-
and best of luck. And let me know if you're back in Dubai, and
Maybe you're gonna visit me there.
yeah, and look
We're
for
gonna look for
Habibi.
Bibi.
Let's look for Habibi. Alrighty, folks. Thanks again for tuning in today. And as always, I'll be back in 3 more days with something fresh for you to consider. And thank you so much. Thank you, Jane.
Thank you.
Bye. If you think about it, I'm kind of like Pocahontas, who bridged the gap between two very different cultures and tried to bring peace and understanding to both sides, while at the same time dating a foreigner. All that I ask for my diplomatic efforts is that you give a thumbs up on this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell. If you really want to be part of my tribe, check out my Patreon page for extra content and exclusive features. And while you're here, check out some of my other videos too. And no, you can't poke my hunters.